been imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show under the world of outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Dre Broadcasting Network tonight as we open a new chapter with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. We are live from Daytona International Speedway for the Daytona 85 and Round 1 of the Season 9 Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. I'm your commentator, Sean Zulu. I am joined by my good friend and producer, Dave Everly. How are you doing tonight, Dave?
Doing good. Great, Sean. We had a great season kickoff last night with the K&N Series. I can't expect anything less here in the Camping World Truck Series.
Oh, most definitely. Amazing start to the season last night in the K&N Series, and I have a great feeling it will be the exact same way here tonight in the Truck Series. And just before we continue, we want to give a big shout out to the viewers out here in the chat. Gonna go over a couple of names. If you are there in the chat, type, say something, say hello, and we will shout you out. We have Swamp Rat in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. Connor Cunningham back in the chat as well. Good to see you there, buddy. Pat T is back tonight rooting for the 81 of Travis Pryor after rooting for Travis Pryor and Jay Pryor last night in the K&N Cars K&N Series. The Dirty South rooting for, good to see that Dirty South, and he is supporting or rooting for Dakota Craig, the new driver here with the Extreme Motorsports 99, and Tom Wetmore, defending champion, who unfortunately will not be defending his throne, but good to see you there, Tom. And once again, congratulations on your success last season and the season before that. And we look forward to more success from you as you have been promoted to Xfinity Series and Cup Series. Jay Pryor in the chat as well. Good to see you there, Jay Pryor, rooting for Maverick Motorsports team. Well, going here to the race, we do have the drivers qualifying, and tonight the drivers have a 50% fuel limit, which is going to give us approximately 3 pit stops. So we should expect to see 3 pit stops. These guys will be required to take 3 pit stops in order for them to be able to make it the full length of the race tonight. It's a 2.5 mile track that is 2.50, 78 degree Fahrenheit track temp with a 78 degree Fahrenheit air temperature at the exact same time. And Dave, tonight we have a lot of new drivers, so many new faces, similar to last night in the K&N Series. I'm gonna go over a couple of names here so we can welcome them. Ethan Kurtz. We also have that's gonna be Gary B. Whitson. Down further down this list, Jaden Pop, but Jaden Pop seems to have disconnected. He might be back. We have Bryce Whitson Jr., Tyler Laureano, Mark Bratcher. We have Brandon Limecooler. Let's see who else. Greg Bradshaw, Devin Sanders, Max Brady, Dakota Craig, Garrett Robinson. No, Garrett Robinson is a returning driver, and Christian DeFalco as well is a new addition this season to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Track Series. And looking in the chat, we had Tom Whitemore talk about Christian DeFalco being the underdog this season. So we'll keep an eye on Christian and see exactly what he has against these drivers when it comes to competition. And some new viewers in the chat. Bandit Racing, the 28. Bandit Racing is Chris Voiles. He is a returning driver here at the Truck Series. John Wimbish, good to see you there, John. Good to see you. It's been a while. Way too long. Eric Underwood, Nick Wall, Brady Jackson. And so far that's it. And thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we open another new chapter with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Track Series. And if you have not yet already, please type in the chat who exactly you're rooting for tonight. We know we have a lot of amazing drivers, and it could be anybody's race tonight as we have now advanced into the greeting session. So we'll give the drivers a few seconds before we go down this starting order. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the post-hitter of the first race of the season here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series Season 9, Marty Ray. Second place driver 07 Christian DeFalco, new face this season. The 13 of Gary B. Whitson as well, new driver starting third. 28 of Chris Voiles, fourth. 81 Travis Pryor, fifth. The 46 of Mark Bratcher, new driver as well, sixth. The 43, Tyler Laureano, that's Tyler Laureano in the 7th place spot, new driver as well. Brand Kuo, drive for diabetes himself, 8th. 57, Hunter McDaniel, champion of the Can-Am Series, starting 9th. 11 of Ken Ladd, 10th, and that rounds up that top 10. And Zachary Crazer, 39, returning driver, 11th. The 5, Christopher Clanton, 12th. The 77 of Tyler Holman, 13th. The 66 of Bobby Tinch, 14th. The 48 of Curtis Vollmer, 15th. The 69, Kerry Cleaver, new driver as well this season, 16th. David White, 17th. Devin Saunders, new driver as well, starting 18th. The 36, Jason Eisenhower, 19th. 41, Bryce Whitson Jr., 20th. This is a new driver as well. 18, Rick Donovan, 21st. 05, Tommy Amasi, 22nd. Brian Wassman, 23rd. Verdon Markheim, 24th. 74 of Greg Bradshaw, new driver as well, 25th. The 42 of Gary Woobot, 26th. 98 of Dakota Craig, 27th. Tommy Haynes, 28th. Jamie Christensen, 29th. Joshua Gillen, 30th. And that rounds up the top 30 so far. And going further down this list, Garrett Robinson, 31st. Chris Thorman, 32nd. Scott Mitten, 33rd. Adam Eisenhower, 34th. The 61 of Brandon Limecooler, 35. The 97 of Max Brady, 36th. The new driver as well. 64, Cody McFadden, 37th. We have Don Kidder Jr., 38th. Andy Starcher, 39th. And that rounds up the drivers who qualified tonight and starting here tonight's race. Well, here we are now rolling for the first time this time by. Gonna be going green here before too long. 80 miles per hour is the pace speed limit Here's being led by the post-hitter 65 of Marty Ray with that high no new paint scheme this season. Being pushed by 13 of Gary B. Whitson. On the outside line, 07 Christian DeFalco pushed by the 28 of Chris Foyles with the Bandit Motorsports team. On the Bandit Racing, the pace car dips off, the green flag flies, Marty Ray doesn't hesitate, he does catch everybody off guard, and 13 of Gary B. Wilson, and 81 actually, Travis Pryor trying to catch 13 of Whitson's back bumper, but so far Marty Ray might be a sitting duck. No, they have to check up for him, as he was almost going to be a sitting duck, and they do finally give him a bump to life. And they are now finally hooked up. We are green, lap 1, Daytona 85, round 1 of Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series.
Yeah, Sean, we got 39 cars out there tonight taking the green flag here at Daytona. 39 trucks on this track at almost 200 mile an hour. This is going to be a hoot.
Oh man, going that fast, a lot of things do go from good to bad in a hurry, and these drivers know that. It only takes a few seconds for things to go south. And last night in the Can-Am cars, the draft did not seem to be playing the draft wasn't too well for the outside line, but now these are the Camping World trucks. So with that said, these machines do draft way better, and they're way more stable. So with that said, we will see a lot of side-by-side, a lot more side-by-side than we had seen last night. But up front, the 65 of Marty Ray loses the lead of the bottom lane to the 07 of Christian DeFalco. And now new leader of the outside line, 28, Chris Foyles, being pushed by the 46 of Mark Bratcher.
Yeah, these guys are running. It looks like the outside lane is definitely taking off a lot earlier than it did last night in the K&N. See a lot of new drivers, a lot of new faces, so a lot of guys. These are just the second or third time they've been riding with them, so they have a whole season to learn how each driver races. Pretty good job so far here.
You have amazing job indeed, and so far they are getting more bunched up than ever before. And the 43 of Tyler Loriano with an amazing paint scheme, the Sirius XM paint scheme. That is a very well-dressed machine. A lot more amazing paint schemes on these drivers' machines. For example, the 81 Travis Pryor with that hashtag Vegas Strong paint scheme, rocking it. That is very colorful, and so much time and effort was put into it.
Yeah, a lot of these guys spend a lot of time on their paint, so it's definitely looking good. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, only lap 4 here. David White running back here in the 13th position. New driver Kerry Kleber in the maximum velocity with the pad Chevrolet Silverado there. He's looking pretty good running back in 14th.
Yep, and Kerry Kleber trying to catch up to his teammates, the 28 of Chris Foyles with the Bandit Racing team. And speaking of racing teams, we do have quite a few different teams out here tonight. I'm gonna go over the list here. We have Law Dog Motorsports. That's gonna be Rick Jonathan. He's a solo driver tonight. Performance Motorsports, Don Kidder Jr., Bryce Senesac. Well, Bryce Senesac is a spotter, so Don Kidder Jr., Andy Starcher, Cody McFadden, and Greg Bradshaw as a 4-man team. Outlaw Jagger Racing, Zachary Kraser, Curtis Vollmer. In that as a 2-man team, JCR, Tommy Haynes, Joshua Gillen, Jamie Christensen, and new driver. Trouble on the track, 81, Travis Pryor involved in it. Big check on the back straightaway. We have some drivers working off the track. They're back on the track. The caution will fly before too long. Yes, their caution flies. We will try and see who exactly who else was involved in it. Devin Sanders, heavy damage on the machine. David White involved in it. The 36, Jason Eisenhower as well, got a piece of the action. Looks like it started up front between the 81 of Travis Pryor and the 5 of Christopher Clanton. Dave, on replay, let's focus on Christopher Clanton and see what happened.
As we put the Dre broadcast and replay, just looked like contact there. So as we are going to take a look here from the blimp view, is it looks like the Christopher Clanton tried to come down in front of the 81 of Travis Pryor, but Travis Pryor doing a good job, but big checkup, so that's going to bring out our first caution of the night, Sean.
Absolutely, and a big junk it was in the turn. Very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. And it's gonna be a barbecue on the track as we speak. I'm gonna try and go through some names some victims here. So we have Rick Donovan involved in the mess. The 8 of Jamie Christensen as well got a piece of the action. Heavy smoke from the rear end. Dakota Craig got a piece of it. David White, Jason Eisenhower, Scott Mitten, Christopher Clanton, Cody McFadden, 71 of Chris Thorman, 41 Bryce Whitson Jr., 19 Andy Starcher, 03 Don Kidder Jr., the 61 of Brandon Lime Cooler. We have Garrett Robinson. And that was pretty much it. That was a lot of names. There are so many names involved in this in that mix right there during the caution. That's very unfortunate indeed. The big one occurs very early on lap number 5. Well, going back up front, we are being led by 07 of Christian DeFalco, Marty Ray 2nd, Chris Boyles 3rd, Gary B. Whitson 4th, and Ken Ladd in the 5th place spot. And pit road is a busy place as we speak. Over half the field is down pit road as we speak, getting either damage fixed or just getting some tires with a full tank of gas. But a lot of machines were involved.
Yeah, it's unfortunate here on lap 7. Still got 79 laps to go, but that's the way Daytona works, though. I mean, unfortunately, you're going to have the big ones here.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, looking in the chat, we have Leandro Castro, a new driver to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com K&N series. Last night, he had an amazing race. And Leandro, good to see you there, buddy. And we are glad you came back. But yep, before that wreck happened, we talked about how these drivers doing speeds up to 200 miles an hour, 200, 201, 202. Things do go from good to bad in a hurry, and that wreck happening up front like it did, it collects the most drivers because everyone is so close together, so bunched up. And when drivers are sideways like that all over the place, the banking works against them, and that collects even more drivers. But we had a lot of drivers who chose to break themselves away or break off away from the lead pack, and that allowed them to slow down in time to avoid getting into the events. So that was very good for those drivers, but not so good for all those drivers who were caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, just continuing what I was talking about, the different race teams we had, I left off with JCR Racing, or JCR, Tommy Haynes, Joshua Gillen, Jamie Christensen, including Dakota Craig, has a 4-man team. Bandit Motorsports includes or involves Chris Boyles, including Kerry Cleaver, R&H Motorsports, Matt Hoover, and Davis Richards. We have CC Motorsports, solo driver Christopher Clanton, Eisenhower Racing, David White, Jason Eisenhower, Marty Ray, and Adam Eisenhower. Maverick Motorsports team, Ken Ladd, Hunter McDaniel, Brian Wasserman, Travis Pryor, as well as a 4-man team. And let's see who else. Jake Nichols Racing. We have Ethan Kurtz. Yep, Ethan Kurtz is a solo driver being spotted by Tyler Sifford, one of the drivers here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. And Southern Speed Racing solo driver Tyler Homan. Wicked Fabrication Racing. That's going to be Wicked Fabrication Racing. Garrett Robinson, Brandon Lime Cooler, and Max Brady. We have Tim Hamlet, H&H Motorsports. Tim Hamlet is a solo driver, and Tim Hamlet is a new driver in the Pro K&N series. And looking down this list, Alliance Racing Group, Mike Rominger, Richie Evans. Yep, that's pretty much it, but so many different racing teams out there. And Dave, that's very good to see because this track is all about the teamwork.
Yeah, most definitely, Sean. It's you got to work with somebody here because it is a plate track. Teamwork is key, or otherwise you're going to fall to the back of the field.
Absolutely. So we're going to be seeing a lot of drivers like we talked about in the beginning of the race. For all those new viewers who might not have been here, we talked about how we'll be having 3 pit stops that are required for these drivers in order for them to be able to make it the full length of the race tonight, or the remainder of the race at this point. We now have 77 laps remaining. But what I was trying to say is that with those pit stops coming into play, we'll be seeing a lot of drivers getting together. Basically, all those different teams I talked about, those teammates will be trying to get together so they can go down pit road at the exact same time. Because the stronger they are, the more they are, the greater they are, the more speed they'll have. So in this case, there is speed in numbers. But going back up front, we are now back 1 to green, this time by still being led by 07 of Christian DeFalco, being pushed by the 28 of Chris Voiles. On the outside line, Marty Ray with the help of the 13 of Gary B. Whitson. We are going green this time by.
As the pace car gets ready to bring him into turn number 3, the 07 there of DeFalco, Marty Ray on the outside, Chris Boyles and Gary Whitson on the second row. So this will be interesting to see if the 65 Marty Ray can get the same push that the 07 of Kristen DeFalco did on the last restart.
Oh yeah, and Christian DeFalco got some help from Chris Voss on the outside to clear the inside, and has been in the race lead ever since, going green this time by exiting turn 4. Let's get it done. The pace car dips off. The green flag flies. Christian does not hesitate and puts it down to the floorboard. He does catch everybody off guard, and they will try to play catch up. And so far, second place, Chris Voiles, 6'5" Marty Ray side by side, entering turn number 1. And Marty Ray is waiting on 13 of Gary Whitson to catch up to him. And yes, Whitson is finally on his back bumper, and will start pushing on the exit of 2.
Yeah, the 11 of Ken Ladd there, he is starting to get to the back bumper of Chris Boyles. Still a little bit of a gap. The outside line getting that good push. They're a little bit tighter, but here comes help on the bottom lane as they come down the backstretch into turn number 1. Marty Ray leading by a nose. He is going to jump down in front of the 07 of Christian DeFalco and become our new race leader here on lap 10.
Oh yeah, Marty Ray just pretty much taking back what was rightfully his to begin with. That race lead, the 13 of Gary B. Whitson now takes over the lead of the outside line, being pushed by Bobby Tinch. Bobby Tinch here is now controlling the pace of the outside line. So if Bobby Tinch falls short, the outside line will suffer. The outside line will not be the place to be. It's going to pretty much be like rush hour traffic around 4 or 5 p.m. 57 Hunter McDaniel so far third place on the outside, trying to play catch up as well. And as we speak, everybody's still trying to catch up to that lead pack front runners because they were caught off guard by the amazing start that 07 of Christian DeFalco had got. And the 11 of Ken Ladd pushing on 57 Hunter McDaniel with the Maverick Motorsports Racing team, and that 43 of Tyler Loriano as well in this mix in 8th place, right behind the 28 of Chris Voiles.
The 66 of Bobby Tinch after starting 14th all the way up into 4th right now. So he is making moves. He is wanting to come away with the win. Well, actually, all of them would love to come away with a win for the first race of the season. As you see these guys dipping in and out of the lane, getting a little air under their hood. They are definitely keeping an eye on those temperatures, because I don't know if we talked about it, Sean, but here at Daytona, these drivers got to watch their temperature gauge, because if they push too long without getting some fresh air under that hood, their motor is in jeopardy of blowing.
That's a very, very good point. And you do not want to blow that motor, because that usually... Oh, man, up front, we have a driver off the track. 07, Christian DeFalco tops the apron, goes off the track, saves that machine. He will go from front to back in a hurry. But, oh, the green flag stays out. He gets clipped due to not having control of his machine, unfortunately, after that incident. But the green flag still stays out. Holy cow.
Good driving there by the 07 of Christian DeFalco. Still early in the race, so nothing to really get too worried about. Doesn't look like too much major damage to that machine, but he is going to go from the front of the field back to 31st.
Yep, so far he will be trying to catch up some packs. Actually, he is in luck. He does have some drivers who he can work with so far here for the back in the pack. because due to that incident, there were a lot of drivers who had to slow down to try and give him enough room to save it, and they did an amazing job. And since they're all back down, they are now back at the exact same pace, but at the same time, the field is even more spread out than it was to begin with. So far, that will cause it's going to give us a lot more packs than we had to begin with. Going back up front so far, we have a new driver in the top 10, the 69 of Kerry Cleaver, starting 16th and currently in 6th place position, right behind the 28 of Chris Voiles, his teammate with the Bandit Motorsports Racing crew. And looking in the chat, we have a new viewer, James Wormsley, including Cameron Colby. Good to see there, Cameron and James. And Cameron Colby is rooting for Dakota Craig and Joshua Gillen, so the 40 and the 95. Oh, 98 of Dakota. And Dave for the back of the pack so far. Speaking of those different packs that we've had that have formed due to the big checkups that we had, we have a pack being led by Adam Eisenhower, being pushed by Don Kidder Jr., Brandon Limecooler is in this mix, 0-1 Garrett Robinson, 8 Jeremy Christensen in a pack of his own. Actually, he's a solo driver. He is being caught by 41 of Bryce Wilson. The caution flies this time by on lap number 13. We'll see who might have been involved.
Now, Sean, that is going to be the 64 of Cody McFadden back in the back of the field here. So we are going to focus on the 64 of Cody McFadden. Looks like he was working with Brent Cole here on lap 16, and I'm not exactly sure, but he just went up into that outside wall, smacking it hard. That is going to bring out our second caution of the night.
Oh man, yeah, very unfortunate indeed for Cody McFadden. But great job to him minimizing that damage because he was the only driver involved in that. But everybody else was able to get around him because he was able to lock that sucker down and keep it out of traffic's way. Well, going back up front here, we are being led by the 13 of Gary B. Whitson, who at the moment is waiting on that pace car. So he can be going down pit road, and something tells me we should have, these drivers most likely will be going down pit road this time by, because most of them have 16 laps on their tires this far and their tanks. And yes, 13 of Gary will lead everybody down pit road this time by. Oh, we have Devin Sanders staying out on the track. Gonna be shown as a new race leader next time by. That's going to be the 94 machine of Devin. Yep, everybody went on pit road except for Devin, and we have a couple of drivers being shown one lap down. First driver one lap down is the 40 of Joshua Gillen, but Joshua Gillen gets the wave around the pace car, the lucky dog, and around the pace car he goes back on the lead lap on lap 17. And unfortunately, we have lost one driver. We just lost one driver, Christopher Clanton. We look forward to seeing this driver back again next week for round 2 at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Active Pest Control 200. And for all those new viewers who are just coming in, I'm going to talk about last season. We had an amazing season, and last season we had a 10-race regular season followed by a 5-race chase series. And we had Tom Wetmore, who is the who brought the championship home, or I should say, who maintained his championship and is now the defending champion this season. But unfortunately, we will not be able to. We will not be defending his title due to him being promoted to the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series, which is a higher racing or higher tier. Basically, the higher the experience the more experience you gain, the higher your what do you call it? Just trying to find my words here.
It's okay, Sean. Beginning of the season, I'm sure you'll find all your words by the end of the season there, buddy.
Absolutely. I do. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, but what I'm trying to say is that he has been promoted to the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. So Zachary Crazer came out second in points, Hunter McDaniel third, Scott Mitten fourth, Travis Pryor fifth, Curtis Vollmer sixth, Ken Ladd seventh, Chris Thorman eighth, Gary Woolbach ninth, and Marty Ray in the 10th place position in points, and that did round up the top 10 from last season. Well, going back up front here, 94 of Devin Sanders still staying out. And since he's the only driver who did not pit in, who chose not to pit in, he will have 10 laps more on his tank and tires compared to everybody else. So with that said, if he goes down pit road, if he does not go down pit road, and if this thing goes green, he will be the only driver pitting in, because everybody else will have to pit in later than he. And this season we will have a 15-week race schedule. That's 15-week race schedule, which means 15 races. And those 10 races, the first 10 races are the regular season, followed by a 5 chase race series. That's going to determine the championship. So these drive the first 10 races. The chance or the opportunity for the drivers to get themselves locked into the chase, so they can be able to compete for the championship. So in this case, they'll be trying to dethrone the 6 of Tom Wetmore, who once again is not here who's not here to defend his title. And this season we will have fixed setups once again, so everybody is equal at the exact same pace, which leaves it all up to the driver every single race, week after week. And there's one drop week in the regular season, which means one of their worst races or their worst race will be dropped, which means it will not count against them. So that's very, very good for the drivers in this case. Also, a couple of interesting facts about last season. The driver who had the most wins in the regular race season was Tom Wetmore with 6 wins. The most top 10s in the regular season, we actually had a tie for most top 10s in the regular season. Scott Mitten, Tom Wetmore, and Curtis Vollmer did tie for the most top wins. That's 7 top 10s. Most top 5s in the Chase Series, that was Zachary Crazer, having 5 top 5s out of 5 races. And for all those who would like to be a part of this action, ladies and gentlemen, behind being one of the drivers behind the wheel of one of these machines, either in the K&N Series, the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, or the Cup Series, check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme, start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, here we are going green this time by. We are trying to get the picture back up on the screen. We're having a few technical difficulties, but everything will be back under control here shortly. So please stay tuned. And we are now back green flag racing, this time by the 94 of Devin Sanders, being pushed by 66 of Bobby Tinch and Marty Ray on the outside line, depending on the 43 of Tyler Laureano. 11 of Ken Ladd, 4th place on the inside behind the 28 of Chris Voiles. On the outside line, we have 46 of Mark Bratcher being pushed by the 13 of Gary B. Whitson. We are green this time by 66 laps remaining, 20 laps completed. Still a long way to go. A lot needs to be done. A lot can happen. It's not over until it's over. So fingers crossed for these drivers, and for all those drivers in the chat who you picked. Basically picking them as who you think is going to win tonight's race. We had, for example, the 40 of Joshua Gillen was one of the drivers, including the 98 of Dakota Craig. And for Pat T, that's as usual the 81 of Travis Pryor. And further back in the pack, some drivers who haven't spoken much of tonight. 33 have Vernon Markheim here in a pack of his own. We already have some different packs trying to form up. drivers pretty much just backing off as usual, trying to take it easy, trying to keep a gap in between them and the lead pack to avoid getting in trouble. Well, if trouble were to happen. And so far, Vern Markheim now behind the 4 of Brent Kuo, the drive for diabetes awareness. Check.Guess, and Brent is all over the 19 of Andy Starcher, like fudge cake on Sunday. John. That's pretty funny right there. And so far we have 2 drivers racing for the lucky dog. That's going to be Andy Starcher and Chris Thorman, 34th and 35th. And right behind them we have Bryce Whitson Jr., first driver, 2 laps down. Jamie Christensen, Chris McClellan, unfortunately, who has retired for the night. We have Brent Kuhl as well, Jason Eisenhower. And Jason Eisenhower has seen better days. His machine does have some damage on it, but he's still being able to keep up the pace. And so far, just pretty much riding here for the back in the pack in about a 3rd pack, right behind the 98 of Dakota Craig. Dakota Craig in line behind the 40 of Joshua Gillen. We have Bryce Whitson Jr., who's pushing on the 97 of Max Brady. And Max Brady has been keeping a low profile all race long this far. Started 36th. And is currently in the 28th place position.
Yeah, most definitely, but going a little further up here to the 18 of Rick Donovan, just right here at the back of the lead pack. All of them are still riding pretty well together, kind of separated, but they are still running here strong. As it looks like that outside lane is definitely picking up here, unlike last night, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. Last night we didn't even see as many lead changes as we're gonna see tonight. And yep, with the outside line coming to life like it has tonight, more than last night, that's going to mean more lead changes, more side by side, more racing. And so far we do see 6-5 of Marty Ray trying to take over the race lead, though he is being shown as the leader still, as Bobby Tinch on the inside does kind of struggle to keep on the back bumper of this 94 of Devin Saunders. And so far Bobby Tinch is just pretty much waiting on the 28 of Chris Boyles to keep him glued on the back bumper of the leader of the bottom lane, the 94 of Devin Saunders. And the having a 3rd truck or 3rd machine in line is a very good thing, because when you have only 2 machines, like for example Bobby Tinch and the 94 of Sanders, there is a little bit of a bubble effect in between the 2 drivers, but that 3rd truck in line does act as a barrier that keeps the middle truck or the 2nd truck in line glued to the back bumper of the lead truck. With that said, that does increase the pace of the inside line. As we see right now, the inside is struggling. Well, we see Devin trying to take back the race lead, but so far having no luck.
Yeah, most definitely taking a look. Marty Ray's led 8 laps here tonight. DeFalco has led 7, Whitson 5, Sanders 3, and Chris Boyles actually got the lead a lap here so far, so he picks up that bonus point for leading a lap.
Yep, those bonus points do come in handy here in the season. We talked about how this is a 10-race regular season followed by a 5-race chase series. With that said, the first 10 races are the only chance for the drivers, or the only opportunity for the drivers to get themselves locked into the chase, and those points do really help these drivers when it comes to that, because if they do have a bad race here and there, or bad races, those bonus points they gain for leading a lap or maybe qualifying on the pole as well here in qualifying, it does really come a long way. And so for the inside line, 94 of Devin Sanders got some bad air from Bobby Tinch and got all kinds of squirrely, was able to hang on to that machine. And so far Marty Ray still leading as we speak, now leading 9 laps this far. And for the back in the pack, we do have, that's going to be a 2nd pack here. I'm going to try and get a number on this machine. Actually, we have 18 of Rick Donovan trying to catch the 42 of Gary Woolbot. These drivers once again just pretty much backing off, keeping a gap in between them and the leaders, but some 3 wide up front. Yep, 13 of Gary Whitson has been shuffled out of line. He will go from about 7th place. Well, actually somehow does not lose too many spots whatsoever. But that was some amazing 3 wide. Great job, the drivers holding their lines. because it is a little bit trickier to go 3 wide at Daytona compared to Talladega.
Yeah, the only real difference, they're about the same width apart, is that the lines are marked, the lanes are marked a little easier, so it's a little easier to make sure you're in your lane, but I am sure we're going to see some 3 wide here at Daytona. These guys want to win the first race of the season, so we are going to see plenty of that as we still see the battle between Devin Sanders and Marty Ray battling up as Devin Sanders is getting a good push on that inside. But they have a good pushing line there on the outside because Marty Ray's making a line here. So it looks like we've got another lead change here as Devin Sanders is going to lead that lap.
Ooh, and speaking of Devin Sanders, once again, Devin Sanders did not pit in. He did have, last time we checked, he had 10 laps more on his tires and tank compared to everybody else. And he now has 23 laps on his tires and tank as we speak. And with that said, the pit window is in between 22 to 25 laps. So therefore, well, he's not running out of gas as we speak due to him being able to save some gas during the last caution we just had. But here before too long, he will be forced to go down pit road.
Going a little further back here, it looks like the 61 of Brandon Limecooler sitting there in 16th place, but we have a pretty good lead pack here. Going a little further back, it looks like we are going to be led here by Jamie Christensen. Got another good pack. It looks like they're trying to pass. These guys need to get into single file in order to catch that lead pack.
Oh, and Dave, we are under caution. We had some trouble on the track. Looks like it might have started up front. We'll try and back it up and see exactly who might have been involved. Ooh, I heard a big loud bang here. It was between 61 and the 01 of Brandon Limecooler. Well, 61 of Brandon Limecooler, including the 01 of Garrett Robinson. And let's back it up on 61 of Brandon Limecooler and see what happened.
The 01 there, it looks like he gave him a bump in the turn, put him in the wall. 01 no to go. Rick Donington's involved in that. Just looks like a huge pile up here. Highly unfortunate here on lap 31. Is this going to collect a lot of fast trucks in it, Sean?
Most definitely. Very unfortunate indeed. Very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. And the 01 of Garrett Robinson, heavy black smoke from that rear end. But he is finally making it down to pit road as we speak. Yep, he makes it into his pit stop successfully. And hopefully he has his backup truck. Yes, he does. And also one thing we forgot to mention was that these drivers do have one backup truck, one quick fix. So with that said, if they're involved in something that's bad enough to end their race, they do have one brand new one waiting for them. But unfortunately, some of them have already used up their only backup truck and might be done for the evening, unfortunately. Well, but going back up front, Marty Ray still leading. Oh, no, showing Marty Ray leading. Yeah, no, Devin Sanders should be the leader once we cross the start-finish line and once everything updates. But we'll keep you guys updated here before too long, and Devin Sanders will lead everybody down pit road this time by. And I should admit, Dave, this caution was a very good thing for Devin Sanders, because if he hadn't come out, he was going to have to pit in on his own. And this is super speedway. We all know that is never a good thing. Oh, and a spin out on pit road, a spinner. That was the 39 of Zachary Crazer. Lost control on pit road. And he is still sideways as we speak, trying to get that machine straightened out. Oh, looks like it was some bad communication. He got tapped from the rear while trying to enter his pit stall. Oh man, very unfortunate indeed for the 39 of Zachary Crazer and the crew. But he will get it straightened out. Oh man, he's still sideways, Dave. He's still trying to let traffic by so they can be able to straighten it out. Alright, there we go. Zach finally is able to straighten that machine out. and he finally will be able to get into his pit stop successfully, but that will cost him a lot of time. All the spots he gained, he will pretty much be going to the back of the pack. Very unfortunate indeed for Zachary Krazer, but he is an amazing driver, so he should be back up there before too long. But going back up front, we should have a new race leader here before too long.
Yeah, Sean, it's going to be the 43 of Tyler Lorano. He is going to be our new race leader. Marty Ray second, Bobby Tinch third, Mark Batcher sitting there in fourth, and Gary Whitson rounding out your top 5.
Oh yeah, so Devin was beaten off pit road by those drivers having good pit stops. And we have some drivers behind the pace car here as we speak, trying to get some laps back. Namely, we have Chris Thorman, Bryce Whitson Jr., Jamie Christensen, Brent Kuhl, Tyler Loriano. Oh, that's actually the new race leader like you talked about. But yeah, those 4 drivers trying to get the wave around the pace car with the 1 to go mark, so they can be able to get at least 1 lap back to better their chances before the race is over tonight. But once again, the race is still young, ladies and gentlemen, so there is still hope for all these drivers 1 or more laps down, so fingers crossed for them. And just to give you guys there in the chat, the viewers, a glimpse of what's to come here with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Camping World Truck Series this season. Tonight here we have the Daytona 85. Next week, Active Pest Control 200 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Toyota Tundra 250 at Kansas Speedway for the 3rd race, round 3. The NC Education Lottery 250, which will be the 4th race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Next will be the Bar Harbor 170 at Dover International Speedway. The 6th race, round 6. The WinsterRunLineGaming.com 400 at Texas Motor Speedway. That was quite a long name. That will be round 6 at Texas Motor Speedway once again. Next, we'll have Auto Club 20th Anniversary at Auto Club Speedway. The Buckle Up in Your Truck 225 at Kentucky Speedway. The Overtons 150 at Pocono Raceway. The Toyota Save Mart 350. That's Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway. And then from there on, the chase begins. First chase race 1, Fred's Pharmacy 250 at Talladega Super Speedway. That's Talladega. TheHouse.com 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. Las Vegas 350 at Las Vegas Speedway. And LTI Printing 200, that's LTI Printing 200 at Michigan International Speedway. And the final race of the season, the race that determines the champion, the new champion this season, the Chevy Crate 200 at Homestead, Miami. So that's 15 races right there, 15 weeks in total. So we have a lot to come here with the Extreme Motorsports 99, and we are very, very glad and excited to be part of it here with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Yeah, but going back up front, here we are now, back 1 to green. The lights on the pace car are finally turned off. Tyler Loriano in the lead with the help of Bobby Tinch. On the outside, Marty Ray being pushed by the 46 of Mark Bratcher. And looking at the pit times of the top 7 drivers, Tyler Loriano, Marty Ray, Bobby Tinch, Mark Bratcher, Gary Whitson, Chris Voiles, including Christian DeFalco. These drivers took no tires, 2 tires to no tires, I should say. No tires to 2 tires. But everybody else behind them did take 4 tires with a full tank of gas.
Here's the pace car now bringing them out of turn number 4, getting ready to go green flag racing here once again at Daytona. Season kickoff for the Camping World Truck Series. Pace car is off, green flag is out, hot diggity dog, we're back racing. As the 65 Marty Ray gets a good run on the 43 of Tyler Lorano, but he has no help as the 66 of Bobby Tinch is right there behind the 43.
Event 13 of Gary B. Whitson trying to get out of line to help the outside line, but nope, he stays on the inside. So far trying to freight train the trying to freight train the outside line leader, 65 of Marty Ray, by 46 of that's going to be Cody McFadden, trying to help him, trying to be a helping hand to the 65 of Marty Ray to help him maintain or get back that race lead here before too long. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you guys, the Crank It Up Cam. Listen to these V8 machines sing as one. Just enjoy. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, was the Crank It Up Cam, courtesy of the Dre Broadcasting Network. That's you guys listening to these machines roar, singing as one. There's nothing better than that. That's music to everyone's ears, or at least should be. And we do hope that you guys enjoyed that. And thanks to Dave here with the Dre Broadcasting Network. But so far we are green flag racing. Marty Ray still leading the outside line. On the inside is Tyler Loriano, depending on the 66 of Bobby Tinch, so he can be able to maintain his lead of the inside line. And further back in the pack, a second pack has formed, and they are side by side. Adam Eisenhower, 48, Curtis Vollmer, 64, Cody McFadden as well in this mix, Vern Markheim. We also have the 7 of Brian Wasserman, 05, Tommy Amasi. And these guys freight trading 86 of Adam Eisenhower and Cody McFadden, and they are now backing it down, trying to catch up to that lead pack. And last night, Dave, in the K&N series, the 05 of Tommy Massey was on a roll. He actually had his first win right there for the first race of the season with the K&N cars at here at Daytona with the K&N cars once again. And tonight looks like he's changed his strategy, Dave. He has changed his strategy.
Yeah, he must have learned something last night in the K&N series, so he is just adapting here, because whole new series, whole different vehicle, whole bunch of new drivers. But he is sitting there as we are now just 45 laps to go, only 3 laps away from our halfway point of tonight's race.
You know what that means? Once that halfway mark is approached and crossed, the driving styles or the racing styles will change. Because everybody's now going to become more aggressive, trying to now take, and give nothing at all. And we have one driver on pit road, make that 2 drivers. Bryce Whitson Jr., Chris Thorman down pit road this time by as we speak. Andy Starcher as well going down pit road as we speak. Something tells me pit strategies are starting to be taken into consideration as we speak. So 7 of Chris Thorman. Yeah, Chris Thorman just now rode off pit road as we spoke and completed his pit stop. But Chris Thorman did pitted in and pitted out alone. So something tells me maybe that was an unscheduled pit stop on his part. But unfortunately, he will lose a lot of time because of that and lose a lap at the exact same time. And so far here in front of him, we have Joshua Gillen, Jason Eisenhower, 17, Tommy Haynes, Jamie Christensen, 50, Scott Mitten, 05, Amasi, 39, Zachary Kraser, 98, Dakota Craig, 64, Quantum McFadden, and Adam Eisenhower, including Vern Magheim. So far, these drivers all single file about 2.6 seconds behind the lead pack, and they are out of the draft of the lead pack. And so far they are depending on each other and riding single file. But here in front of them we have some 3 wide going on. 48 Curtis Romer, 17 of Tyler Homan, 77 of Tyler Homan, but they do end up going back double wide. In front of Tyler Homan is the 41 of Bryce Whitson Jr. catching up, at least trying to catch up to the 74 of Greg Bradshaw.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the halfway point of tonight's race, so we are going to take our first commercial break of the night, give everybody a chance to refill their drinks, refill their snacks. We'll be right back here with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series and Dre Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight as we continue tonight's journey, round 1 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Camping World Truck Series, the Daytona 85 live on the Dre Broadcasting Network. And going back to the race, we are still green flag racing, 18 laps completed on this run so far on their fuel run, and tires at the exact same time, and pit stops on the way here in less than 10 laps. So fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett Robinson down pit road as we speak, and he's about to pit out. Actually, he's been on pit road. No, he's actually on pit road. He just entered pit road as we spoke. As a solo driver, that is never a good thing, and we had some trouble on the track, which involved the 28 of Chris Voiles there, but he will be... Oh, he has some heavy damage. He is going down pit road this time by as well, pitting in as a solo driver, and hopefully he still has his backup truck so he can be able to get back up to full speed and be competitive. But going back up front, we are being led by Marty Ray. On the outside line here is being led by 11 of Ken Ladd, coming out of nowhere, being pushed by the 81 of Travis Pryor.
Well, Sean, only 35 laps to go. These guys need to go just about 10 more laps, and then that should be able to make them be able to go the remainder of the race. So it'll be interesting to see how this is going to play out, because they looking like they got about 19 laps since their last pit. I don't know if these guys can do 30 laps, but we're going to find out.
Absolutely, yeah, these drivers are just pretty much hoping that they can be able to make it on just one pit. So they approach a lap car, take them 3 wide. Oh man, that was almost ugly. It was way under speed. No harm done. The machine gets off the track safely, and everybody makes a pass against him successfully. Great job by these drivers, and that does break up the field so far. The lead has now been lost, or I should say Marty Ray's lead has been lost to the 11 of Ken Ladd. The outside line freight train to the inside. 41 is leading it, being pushed by the 07. That's going to be a 07 of Christian DeFalco, pushing on the 41 of Bryce Whitson Jr. Once again, Bryce Whitson Jr. is being shown 2 laps down. Christian DeFalco, first driver, 1 lap down. He is trying to get that lucky dog, but DeFalco is racing against Hunter McDaniel, Gary Woobot, Chris Voiles, including Chris Thorman for that lucky dog. But this time he is ahead of them, so very good to see for that driver 07 of Christian DeFalco. And as we speak here, pit road is getting busier by the lap, where 43 of Tyler Loriano, who just is off the pace as we speak, just exited pit road as a solo driver. I'm not sure what's going on, but we have a lot of drivers pitting in as solo trucks. I'm not sure what's... Maybe they're having some bad luck that we might not be seeing or catching on the broadcast. But I personally do not see anything going on out there on the racing surface. But we do hope that everything's okay. And the 40 of Joshua Gillen goes down pit road this time by for a pit stop. And now everything, Dave, is changing with these upcoming... Oh man, pit road just got nothing but busier. Over 8 trucks on pit road. Kerry Cleaver, Cody McFadden, Vernon Markheim, Tyler Homan. Tyler Homan, Cody McFadden, Scott Mitten, Adam Eisenhower, Tommy Haynes, including Dakota Craig down pit road. I hear some driver wrecking the back. Oh, he just went off the catch fence. The caution will fly. We have some trouble in the back of the pack. Gonna try and catch some numbers on these machines. 74 of Greg Bradshaw, 71 of Chris Thorman. The caution somehow did not fly, but Dave, if we can, let's please try and catch this on replay. Let's try and focus on the 65 of Marty Ray.
Yeah, Marty Ray leaving the racetrack there. Looks like contact between him and the 81 is the 41. Looked like he got underneath of him. 65 back up into the field, but I don't know how the yellow did not come out for that. But let's take a look here from the cockpit view of the 65 of Marty Ray, as we are still green flag racing here, as it looks like he was right behind the 81 of Travis Pryor as he gets spun around, but as he goes up, another truck hits him and out he goes.
Oh man, that's very unfortunate indeed for the 65 of Marty Ray, and he is getting towed down to pit road. And this is Marty Ray's first incident, so with that said, he should be able to get back out there with a brand new machine, so no harm, not too much harm done to the 65 of Marty Ray, but still very, very unfortunate. And now leaders down pit road: Curtis Vollmer, Travis Pryor, Bobby Tinch, Ken Ladd, Mark Bratcher, Brian Wasserman, Adam Eisenhower, Marty Ray once again, and Gary B. Wilson on pit road as well. Down pit road, and yes, Marty Ray gets a brand new machine. Off pit road he goes, and trying to get the lap back that he just lost. So he should be back out here trying to battle hard as he knows how to.
Well, as we just saw from the instant replay, it looks like Ken Ladd had a little bit of a problem coming down on pit road. He came in a little too hot, locked the brakes up, and slid. But the viewers at home got to see that, so he made a mistake. Our new race leader right now is going to be the 81 of Travis Pryor.
Yep, we also forgot to talk about how important, well, how difficult it is, or maybe I should say how easy it is to make a mistake going down pit road, doing 180 plus miles an hour on the exit of turn 4, backing it down to 60 miles an hour, pit road speed limit. Things do go from good to bad in a hurry, because once those front wheels lock up, you do pretty much just lose control of the machine. Yep, Travis Pryor taking over the race lead this time by having a 2-tire pit stop with a full tank of gas. 29 laps remaining here in tonight's race. So that means, Dave, we will have one more pit stop required, but the good thing is that they should be able to have a splash and go.
Yeah, the 65 Marty Ray, though, he has got a problem. He has got the race leader right behind him. If Travis Pryor gets around him, that's going to put Marty Ray down a lap. But Curtis Vollmer there in second, not really no help pushing as he is trying to catch him. Tyler Lorano is sitting right there, but he has got a good group here. So they are catching the second and third place here in a hurry. Ken Ladd, we've seen him with the lead. He is now running back in 11th position.
And also so far the leaders up front, well, the 43 Tyler Loriano, 64 Quarter McFadden, Tyler Holman, including the 07 of Christian DeFalco, putting some drivers a lap down. Oh man, he goes on the outside of 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Almost got ugly, but great communication, and this thing will stay green. No harm done to anybody. And Vern Markheim behind, or ahead of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. We have Kerry Cleaver here, the 9. He has lost his teammate, the 69, actually in the 9th place spot. He is trying his best to catch the draft of the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, and Curtis Vollmer is now back up to speed due to the pack catching up to him. And the leader right now, Travis Pryor, pushing on 65 of Marty Ray to keep his speed up.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's take a look at our race report so far here tonight. We have had 4 cautions here tonight, I do believe, and 19 lead changes already here tonight. So we have seen that second outside lane definitely working better here tonight than it did last night in the K&N Series.
Oh, absolutely. And Dave, while you were speaking, Travis Pryor just lost the race lead. That second pack. Oh, we have a driver peeling off the track. 07 Christian DeFalco with a hard left off the track to go down pit road for a pit stop. Yeah, he just pitted in 21 laps ago. Yeah, he was on a very, very different
oh man, Travis Pryor off of the track into the inside wall. Oh, that is going to be fortunate. He's up on the track and the yellow is out.
Oh man.
So as we pull up the Dre broadcast in replay, we are going to take a look here at the 81 of Travis Pryor, see if we can see what happened. But he went for a ride down through the grass here. So let's see if we can see exactly what happened here. Looks like that code between him and Vern Markheim. He goes down, hits the outside wall, and then unfortunately just loses the truck back up into the track. And looks like contact with a couple other drivers, but that is going to bring out another caution.
Oh wow, very unfortunate indeed for the 81 of Travis Pryor. And just right before that, David White ended up blowing his motor due to heavy front end damage, which was restricting the airflow to cool that sucker down. Once again, unfortunately indeed for the drivers involved in that, and unfortunately we have lost another driver, 71 of Chris Thorman. We look forward to seeing Thorman back next week for Atlanta Motor Speedway Round 2, the Active Pest Control 200. But going back here to the race, Dave, maybe this caution is a good thing for these drivers, because now once they pit in, if they pit in, they should and will be able to make it the remainder of the way. And going to that lucky dog here, 65 of Marty Ray being shown the next driver, or the driver in line for the lucky dog. So Marty Ray, no doubt, was happy or is happy to see the caution as well, relieved. He will be back on the lead lap here before too long, and trying to run these guys down again and trying to take back the race lead. The leader, Tyler Laureano, will lead everybody down pit road, but Marty Ray stays out to get the wave round. Yeah, but Marty Ray is back on the lead lap this time by, so once again, great job to the 65 of Marty Ray. And Tyler Laureano, who was leader down pit road, leads off pit road and will maintain the lead. And very true, Pat T. We're not counting the 81 of Travis Pryor out just yet. Well, we won't cut him out at all. But he is still on the lead lap. Got a brand new machine, so he will be back up to speed as soon as the green flag flies. So Pat T, Travis Pryor will still make you proud. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the current race leader, the 43 of Tyler Laureano. Oh, actually, unfortunately, we won't be able to get a word in with the 43 of Tyler Laureano just yet, but we will keep trying before the race is over. But let's focus on the 46 of Mark Bratcher instead. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by the 46 of Mark Bratcher, new driver this season with the Extreme Motorsports Truck Series. You got a copy there, Mark?
Yeah, I got a copy, guys.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Pretty exciting race out there tonight. A whole lot more intense than what I thought it'd be.
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, it's been an amazing race so far, and most importantly, an amazing performance on your part this far. You started in the sixth place spot, and are currently 11th place, and just pretty much stayed up front all race long. But how's the machine handling? How is it meeting your expectations?
Oh yeah, this main performance PC, Sim Experience Toyota Tundra is really fast tonight. All the guys at the shop did a great job putting it together and getting things ready for us. And just a little mishap on my part. I'm coming in pit road with a misshift, and I spun it on coming into pit road, and so I owe it to my guys to make it back up, and we're gonna see what we can do.
Oh, copy that, brother. We are very sorry to hear about your misfortune on pit road, but very glad to hear about the amazing performance of your machine and the amazing handling of your machine. And Mark, like we talked about, you are new this season. Well, first of all, I want to welcome you to the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. And what should we expect from you this season, man?
Well, I'm very competitive, so a lot of hard racing. I didn't come here to finish second or third. I come here to win races and win a championship. So we're going to race smart. We're not going to race over our heads. We're going to get the best we can out of every truck we put on the track, and just simply try to make friends and not enemies, and win races. That's what we're here to do, and that's going to be our goal every week in and week out.
Oh man, I like that a lot. I'm not here to come out in second place, third place. I'm here to win the races. Very, very determined. And Mark, you are very determined. That is exactly what you need, and you will never, ever go wrong. And do you have any teammates out there who you hope to be successful with?
No teammates. We're actually out here by ourselves. We're a one truck operation this year. So we're just trying to make a friend here, or but hope Well, to be honest with you, I really don't know if I got any friends out here. I got left out every single time I tried to go to the front, and didn't get the help from anybody, and I got took 3 wide, and so I'm kind of out here on my own. If I win the race tonight, it's going to be because I'm going to push somebody and dump them at start finish.
Oh, copy that. Yep, you do have to do exactly what you have to do. Kind of make some friends. I mean, make some friends here and there. But then you have to break those relationships or break those hearts eventually. But Mark, you've made it a long way. You've come a long way on your own. With that said, a win is possible. So we look forward to seeing more of you here before too long, before the race is over. So good luck to you, buddy, and make us proud.
Yep, 10-4. Thank you. And when I said dump, I didn't mean wreck. I just meant leave them, hang them out.
Oh, no, we got you. We got you. And that was the 46 of Mark Bratcher in the 10th place spot. New addition this season. He's been doing an amazing job so far here in tonight's race. Started 6th and was up front pretty much all race long. And is now trying to get back up there where he was to begin with. But we are now back 1 to green. The 43 of Tyler Laureano still in the lead with the help of the 77 of Tyler Holman. So the Tyler gang on the inside, but the outside being led by 07 Christian DeFalco, being pushed by the 66 of Bobby Tinch, going green this time by a 21-lap shootout on the way.
Yes, sir. 21 laps, checkered flag. But you figure that out. You got about 17, and then the race will end on the next flag. But we are back green flag racing here at Daytona as Tyler Loreno gets a good jump with the help of Tyler Hallman. On the outside, the 07 of Christian DeFalco. We've seen him involved in an earlier incident. He is back up here contending here as he's leading the outside, but he has no help as there's a big gap between him and the 33 of Vernon Markheim.
Yeah, DeFalco definitely just got dumped, but so far he is just hoping somebody catches up to him, and Holman seems to try to be clear, to clear him being DeFalco, so he can be able to maybe assist him and get the outside line going. But looks like Holman will still stick to the inside so far to maybe get the Tyler gang going. Because once again, Tyler Laureano and Tyler Holman, so far 48 of Curtis Vollmer clears the outside. Yes, he jumps up there. That is a savior of the 07 Christian DeFalco, and DeFalco will become a helping hand, a helping bumper to the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, and Curtis Vollmer has come a long way tonight. He has come from 15th place to 3rd place this far, gaining 12 spots. And the 07 DeFalco trying to just get comfortable so far, getting some bad air as we speak. But he finally hooks up to the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And so far behind them, they do have the 86 of Adam Eisen. Are going to go 3 wide. Nope, he thought about it, but he backs it down and stays double wide. Yep, at this point it is go time. The drivers will be able to make it the remainder of the way. No more required pit stops, but I have 2 drivers who might not be able to make it the rest of the way. Make that 5 drivers, namely Gary Whitson. We have Gary Woobot, including Andy Starcher, Ethan Kurtz, and Brent Kuhl. These drivers might not be able to make it the rest of the way, but fingers crossed that is not the case. But we'll find out here before too long. Cody McFadden here on the inside line, being pushed by the 05 of Tommy Amasi. And same Amasi going back to his old strategy from last season. Stay in the back of the pack in the beginning, and then go for it towards the very end, which is exactly what he's doing as we speak. And a new face here back in the top 5, the 69 of Kerry Cleaver behind 86 of Adam Eisenhower, and 39 of Zachary Crazer as well is back in this mix despite the damage he sustained early on here in tonight's race. We have some 3 wide up front. Yep, 07 of DeFalco gets taken 3 wide, gets dumped by the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, but the 48 of Curtis Vollmer is nice enough to jump up there to assist him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 18 laps to go, so we are going to take our final commercial break of the night, get a word in from our sponsors so that we can bring you the conclusion of this exciting race here at Daytona. We'll be right back after a short commercial break.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daytona 85 for round 1 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series. Going back to the race, we just had a first caution right now here on lap 71. We'll back it up and see exactly who might have been involved. So it happened further back in the pack. 05, Tommy Massey was off the track as a result of it. It involved Vernon Markheim. So it did start with 33 of Vernon Markheim. So let's focus on him, Dave, on replay, please.
Well, as they are already watching the replay here, 33 of Vernon Markheim, the 05 Tommy Massey, working the draft. Just looks like a bad bump there. Markheim goes around a checkup and just everybody know where to go. So that's going to include a lot of trucks there. So this is going to make it interesting as we got 14 laps to go.
Oh, absolutely. And that collected more than just Markheim. And 05 of Massey involved 94 of Devin Sanders. Heavy damage on that bad light machine. Heavy smoke from the front end. We had Jason Eisenhower, Greg Bradshaw, Tommy Massey once again. And man, that's very, very unfortunate indeed for once again for every single driver involved in that. And yes, that will make things, that's going to shake things up, in other words. So we're going to see exactly what happened. That's a turning point for most drivers. But going back up front, we are being led by the 43 of Tyler Laureano. Second place is the 77 of Tyler Homan. In third place, Adam Eisenhower, Bobby Tinch, fourth, and Ken Ladd in the 5th place position.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see too many trucks down on pit road. Gary Whitson down on pit road. Christian DeFalco, Tommy Haynes, Scott Mitten, Garrett Robinson, Vern Markheim, and Tommy Massey all down on pit road. As we've got 13 laps to go, we are going to have less than a 10-lap shootout for the checkered flag here tonight.
Yep, and the driver next in line for the lucky dog is the 2 of Ethan Kurtz. So I haven't spoken much of Ethan Kurtz tonight. He's been keeping a very, very low profile there in the back of the pack almost all race long. He is in the apron as we speak. I'm not sure if he's going to begin getting the lucky dog. Yeah, but so far, Ethan Kurtz, Andy Starcher, Greg Bradshaw, Bryce Whitson, Hunter McDaniel, Gary Woobot, and Devin Sanders all being shown 1 lap done, but Devin Sanders is on pit road. His pit crew hard at work trying to straighten that Bud Light machine out, the Toyota Tundra. That is very unfortunate indeed for the 94 of Devin Sanders. No backup car remaining for Devin Sanders, so that means they'll have to straighten that thing out. I'm not sure whether or not they have enough time to do that, because that machine did blow up, and that does take a lot of time to get it back to life. But so far, Tyler Laureano still in the lead, and Zachary Crazy now being shown 6th, Mark Bratcher 7th, Curtis Vollmer 8th, Travis Pryor 9th, and Kerry Cleaver rounding up the top 10. Well, this does give us some time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the 69 of Kerry Cleaver. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined up in the Dre Broadcasting booth by a new driver to the Extreme Motorsports 99, the 69 of Kerry Cleaver. How are you doing, Kerry?
Oh, so far so good. I've been lucky, missed a couple of wrecks, and started 16th and was up in the top 10 pretty quick, so truck feels pretty good.
Oh man, very, very good to hear. And we noticed, Kerry, that you ended up losing your teammate there early on, unfortunately. And with that said, do you have a plan B as to maybe anybody you might be working with?
Fastest truck I can find.
Oh, 10-4. And tell us a little bit about your paint scheme, buddy.
Oh, it's a league that me and this other guy run on every other Thursday night. It's maximum velocity.
Oh,
I
10.
run with my good friend Sean Zulu.
Oh, copy that. That's very, very well dressed. Well, Kerry, you've been doing an amazing job so far here in tonight's race. So basically, where do you see yourself on lap number 85?
Victory lane, the only place to be.
Oh, copy that, brother. Well, you've come a long way on your own this far, and we look forward to seeing a lot more of you. And hopefully, we interview you on the podium once the race ends.
I certainly hope so.
And that was 69 of Kerry Cleaver with the Bandit Motorsports Racing Team here currently in the 10th place position. And if we do not go 1 to green this time by, it will give us some time for one more interview. We can sneak one more in. So let's fingers crossed for that. Oh, the lights on the pace car do turn off. So no other interview this caution, but 43 of Tyler Loriano still leading with help of the 86 of Adam Eisenhower on the outside, 77 of Tyler Holman being pushed by the 66 of Bobby Tinch. And 10 laps to go once the green flag flies. 10-lap shootout, the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not gone at this point, it just might be too late for you. So we're going to be seeing a lot more take than give, maybe all take and no give at all. It's going to be take, and give nothing at all. This is the moment of truth. And if you guys are enjoying the show, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Dre Broadcasting Network, do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified every single time we go live, because we are live 5 nights a week now. So you guys do have entertainment coming to you live almost every single day of the week. And also not to forget, tomorrow night we do have Xfinity Series here at the Extreme Motorsports 99 kicking off. That's Xfinity Series of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com kicking off right here at Daytona International on the OSR network with Joe White. There will be Joe White and David Everly in the booth, so be sure to check that out as well. It will be an amazing race, great first race of the season in the Xfinity Series. And on Thursday night, the Cup Series of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com. Going green this time by.
Pace car bringing them out of turn 4, getting ready to dip down onto pit road. Here at Daytona, that green flag flies past. Green flag is out. We are back green flag racing with 10 laps to go. Tyler Hallman on the outside getting a good push from the 66 of Bobby Tinch. But Tyler Lorano and Adam Eisenhower getting out to a good lead here coming into turn number 1.
Yeah, 48 of Curtis Vollmer, 4th place on the outside line with a 4v4. 4 trucks on the outside bunched up, 4 trucks on the inside bunched up. Make that 5 trucks. Travis Pryor, 5th place on the inside line. The outside line 77 of Tyler Holman. Just might propel past 43 of Tyler Holman, but it's a drag race between the two drivers as they approach turn number 3. And the good thing about being on the outside line, you do get a slingshot off turn number 2 and turn 4. Oh, but nope, the 77 of Holman does fall short. Looks like Bobby Tinch was not quite hooked up with him there on the exit of turn 4. And 39, Zachary Kraser backs it down to give them enough room to save it due to a big check up on the outside line between Bobby Tinch and Tyler Holman. And so far, Travis Pryor jumps out to the outside line to get the outside line going even more. And for the back in the pack behind them, 7 of Brian Wasserman. I haven't spoken much of Brian Wasserman, but he too is an amazing driver. He is currently 11th place behind the 69 of Kerry Cleaver in the 10th place spot. At this point, once again, it is go time, and these guys know that. And all these drivers we saw that were running in the back of the pack early on, pretty much all race long here tonight, have now finally made their way up to the front, or are still in the process of making their way towards the front. Like we have Cody McFadden. Cody McFadden is a front runner. He was very dominant in the K&N series last season, but ended up missing a couple of races, which did cost him his points lead. And ever since then, he unfortunately finished only 2nd place in points. But so this time he's trying to change that and make sure that does not happen again. And so far he is being shown in the 12th place spot behind the 7 of Brian Wasserman. And that 40 of Joshua Gillen here in that bright green machine that Kobe I paints right behind the 81 of Travis Pryor.
Yeah, they're trying to make a run. We have 8 laps to go. We are coming down to the nitty gritty. Probably with 4 laps to go, it's every man for themselves, or woman. It's every driver for themselves, Sean.
Absolutely, it is every driver for themselves at this point, especially when it comes down to the drivers who are running as solo drivers, meaning they do not have any teammates. For example, the 46 of Mark Bradshaw, who then jumps up to the outside line to try and make some headway. And so far he is drafting off the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. But up front for the race lead, still drag racing, it's a Tyler drag race, Tyler Homan and Laureano inside and outside line. And so far Bobby Tinch is backing it down. Backing off the turns, same as Adam Eisenhower, because both drivers have been pushing for a long time now and are starting to overheat.
Yes, they're coming across the start-finish line, 6 laps to go. We are being led by the 43 of Tyler Laureano, leading 22 laps here tonight. Tyler Hallman trying on the outside with Bobby Tinch. They are door-to-door. Ken Ladd's back here as well. Also the 39, Zachary Kraser and Travis Pryor. So we've got a good group here. Who's going to make the move? I know we are going to be able to see some 3 wide.
Yep, 3 wide on the way, no doubt. And before the commercial break, we had the 11 of Ken Ladd trying to make some moves, 3 wide. But so far, he is trying to find someone to go 3 wide with. He does not have one of his teammates, Hunter McDaniel, with him, or Travis Pryor. Well, Travis Pryor is about, let's see, that's going to be 4 spots behind him. So Travis will try and get up there. And once Travis gets up there, we have some trouble on the track. The caution flies. With 5 laps remaining, that just might end the race. But we'll back it up and see what might have been involved.
Looks like the 40 of Joshua Gillen's going to be involved, so we're going to focus on the 40 of Joshua Gillen, see if we can see exactly what happened. Let's take a look here. The 40 of Joshua Gillen riding on the inside right behind the 97. Oh, he made contact with the apron, it looked like, and got spun around. That is going to bring out the caution. There is a good chance that's going to end this race under the caution there, Sean.
Oh man, yep, fingers crossed that is not the case. But the best case scenario, we'll be having a 1-lap shootout. And worst case scenario is the race will end under caution. That would be a very good thing for 77 of Tyler Holman. Then he would be able to bring this thing home unchallenged. So far we have Tyler Holman first, Tyler Laureano second, Bobby Tinch third, Adam Eisenhower fourth, and Ken Ladd in the 5th place position. As we speak, they are catching up to the pace car. And unfortunately, we have lost one more driver, 18 of Rick Donovan. Oh, actually looks like he's back here in the server. Rick Donovan has had a very rough start to the season tonight. But look forward to seeing all these drivers back again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Active Pest Control 200. Atlanta Motor Speedway will bring the competition out of these guys even more, because it is less draft dependent compared to tonight's track, the Daytona International Speedway here for the Daytona 85. And going through this field, some heavy movers we've had. We have Tyler Holman, who came from 13th place to 1st place. Tyler Laureano from 7th place to 2nd. Bobby Tinch 14th to 3rd, gaining 11 spots this far. Adam Eisenhower being the heaviest mover so far here in tonight's race from 34th place. That is 34th place to 4th place, gaining 30 spots this far. Ken Ladd from 10th place to 5th. We have Kerry Cleaver from 16th place to 8th. Curtis Vollmer 15th to 9th, Brian Wasserman 23rd to 10th, Max Brady 36th to 11th place. We have Cody McFadden 37th to 14th, Scott Mitten 33rd to 16th, Tommy Haynes 28th to 18th, Joshua Gillen 30th to 19th, and Tommy Amasi from 22nd to 20th here so far. And Tommy Amasi is the last driver here on the lead lap. So we're going to be having 20 drivers finishing on the lead lap. But we are showing Hunter McDaniel, first driver, 1 lap down. So I believe next time by he might be able, or he should be getting the waiver on the pace car, the Lucky Dog. So Dave, this is the moment of truth. If the lights on the pace car do not turn off, that should end the race under caution.
Yeah, it's the moment of truth here as we are watching the pace car. If those lights come off, we are going to have a one-lap shootout. If they do not, this race is going to end under yellow. So as they are coming out of turn 4, coming to the start-finish line, Tyler Hallman would like to see this race end under yellow because he would love to come away with the win in the first race of the season. As the pace car is now approaching the start-finish line. Pace lights do stay on, so this race is going to end under yellow tonight.
Oh, yep, Tyler Hallman, a man with the biggest smile at this point here this far. It has been a well-fought battle, a hard-fought battle on his part with that Jive.com paint scheme. That pretty yellow machine. That is very well dressed. And right behind him there, Tyler Loriano. We have Bobby Tinch, Adam Eisenhower, Ken Ladd, top 5 respectively. Mark Bratcher, Zachary Kraser, Kerry Cleaver, Curtis Vollmer, Brian Wasserman from 6th place down to 10th place respectively. Max Brady, Travis Pryor, Gary B. Whitson, Cody McFadden, Christian DeFalco, Scott Mitten, Marty Ray, Tommy Amasi, Tommy Haynes and Tommy Amasi, Joshua Gillen, and that rounds up the top 20. And Gary Woobot, Hunter McDaniel, Bryce Whitson Jr., Greg Bradshaw, Andy Starcher, Ethan Kurtz, Garrett Robinson, Vernon Markheim, Chris Voiles, Jamie Christensen, Jason Eisenhower, Brent Kuo, Devin Sanders, Dakota Craig, Chris Thorman, David White. We have Don Kidder Jr., Brandon Limecooler, Rick Donathan, Christopher Clanton, including Nick Hunt, and that runs up the rest of the field. So that's from 20th place down to 41st. So 41 drivers started here tonight's race. But the white flag is now flying this time by still being led by Tyler Hallman in the 77, the Jive.com machine. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, once again, for all those who might not have caught it or just came in, tomorrow night, the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity Series does kick off right here at Daytona International Speedway. That's the Xfinity Series, that's the B cars. So be sure to be there. It's going to be live on the OSR network with Joe White and David Everly in the booth. And on Thursday night, the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Cup Series, the Gen 6 cars. The season kicks off as well right here at Daytona International Speedway live on the OSR network as well. And for all those looking to be a part of the action next season, being behind the wheel of these machines, be sure to check the league out, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme. Start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Monday nights they run a road series including a K&N series. Tuesday night they run a truck series like you see right before you right now. On Wednesday nights, Xfinity series. And Thursday nights, the Cup series. So you guys can join any of those based on your experience. Because they do place you in different series based on how much experience you have. So basically the Cup Series is the elite, the best of the best, like Joe White puts it. Exiting turn for the final time, this time by Tyler Hallman, brings this thing home and challenged 80 miles an hour, 80 mph. Great job to Tyler Hallman. Tyler Loriano, his namesake, behind him comes out second place. Bobby Tinch third, Adam Eisenhower fourth, and Ken Ladd in the fifth place spot so far, rounding up the top 5. Well, those are the official results. Excuse me, and that will not change Well, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will interview top 3 drivers and a special guest, and we will most likely see a smoke show from the winner, the 77 of Tyler Holman. Yep, Tyler, the camera is all yours, so please, buddy, keep burning it down. Blind us. Well, we are being joined up in the Dre broadcasting booth by tonight's winner, Tyler Holman, Tyler Loriano second, Bobby Tinch third, and a special guest, 18 of Rick Donovan, up in the Dre broadcasting booth. We will start with tonight's race winner, 77 of Tyler Holman, as solo driver tonight. You got a cup there, Tyler?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Oh man, it was a very, very well-fought battle on your part here in tonight's race. You came from 13th place to the podium here tonight. How's your race? How's your experience for the first race of the season?
Well, started off a little sketchy there. Glad I was able to miss that first wreck. I don't know if you guys saw just how close that car was from coming up the track and smacking me in the rear end, but came out lucky there and was able to just stay clean. Took a couple risks with 2 tire stops there instead of 4. That worked out good for me to be able to stay up in the in the top 10 area there, and I can't thank Bobby Tinch 66 enough there for giving me that push to let me have that nose there before the caution came out, because he was doing great pushing me on the outside line.
Oh, 10-4, absolutely. Yeah, well fought race on your part, and very, very successful indeed. And speaking of that pit stop you had, or the strategy you had of taking 2 tires versus 4, how did that affect the handling of your machine? Did you notice any differences?
Not too much here at Daytona with with the length we run, but I did just to be safe switch left to right each time I did it. That way, at least I was able to keep a clean cycle of how much tire life was left on them.
Oh, copy that. You did definitely keep your machine balanced each time, but very, very nicely done on your part. Well, Tyler, next week we are switching to a different track, a track that's less dependent on the draft. Atlanta Motor Speedway, a driver's track compared to Daytona International. With that said, what are your expectations for next week?
I'd like to think we'd be competitive as well. Truck felt great tonight, and I hope it feels good again then. I do have some bad luck in the history of running there, just with getting caught up in messes, so hopefully we can qualify high as well, like we did today, and just stay up in the front and avoid most of the mess.
Oh, most definitely, brother. Well, congratulations once again on your success here tonight. And before we let you go, buddy, any final words or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Like I said, I got to thank out 66 at Tinch for helping me out there to get the win. First ever win here in this league, so very excited about it. Got to thank all the guys at the Watt Racing Shop for having my back and understanding that I enjoy doing this, even though it's only on a computer and they're doing it in real life. But I love those guys, and also I got to thank my family for supporting me with everything that I got going on.
Well, congrats on your success tonight, Tyler, and we look forward to seeing more success from you the whole entire season. And congrats on this being your first ever win here with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Well, buddy, go celebrate, you earned it, and see you again next week.
Thanks so much, guys.
That was Tyler Holman, tonight's race winner by his namesake. In second place, 43, Tyler Laureano. That's Tyler Laureano. Get a cup there, Tyler.
Gotcha, bud.
How you doing tonight?
Good, man. Can't complain.
Oh man, yeah, it was a well-fought race on your part, and Tyler, you had one of the brightest paint schemes, one of the brightest and most well-dressed machine, one of the most well-dressed machines out there tonight, and it was a successful night on your part for the most part. Came on second place after starting in the 7th place position, and pretty much stayed up front in the top 5 all race long, and I should say for more than half the race. Well, tell us about your race tonight.
I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd stop. I took half a tank of fuel, and that kind of put me around, but that led me to having to lead or pit a lap earlier. And when everybody else was pitting, I kind of just blew around everybody on the outside with a group of 3 or 4 guys, and that got me into first for the rest of the race.
Oh, 10-4, yep, that pit strategy definitely is very important, and glad that you were able to to have it down pretty well and be successful here tonight. And tonight, did you have any teammates? Do you have any teammates for the season?
Oh man, I'm out here running by myself.
Oh, copy that. You were still successful tonight without any teammates. With that said, you will still be successful all season long this far. And Tyler, you are new to the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And with that said, what should we expect to see from you week after week?
I like to think I'll be competitive every week. I do look forward to Atlanta next week. It's one of my favorite tracks. It's just bumpy, and it usually brings out the better drivers and everybody.
Oh man, very, very glad to hear that. And we look forward to seeing more success from you at your favorite track, Atlanta Motor Speedway, next week. Well, Tyler, any final words or shout-outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
I'd just like to thank everybody at Extreme, and I'd like to thank Don Kidder Jr. for getting me the invite in here. It's a really good group of guys, and I've never really seen a league like it.
Well, congrats on your success once again, Tyler, and we look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Well, buddy, go celebrate, you earned it, and see you again next week.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
And that was the 43 of Tyler Laureano. But next in line is a 3rd place driver, new driver, 66 of Bobby Tinch up in the Dre Broadcasting booth. You got a cup there, Bobby?
Yeah, I got you guys.
How you doing tonight?
Oh, not too bad.
Well, Bobby, tonight was a success on your part. First race, first podium, very, very impressive. Started 14th. I was able to stay out of trouble, stay alive, and gained 11 spots overall, finishing in 3rd place spot. But how's your experience for the first race of the season tonight?
It's pretty wild there at times, but all in all, seems like a very good group of drivers in here. Looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting season. Ready to get going to these 1.5 and short tracks.
Oh, absolutely. We definitely do look forward to it as well. And we are glad that you too do look forward to it. And Bobby, since this is your first season, what are you expecting from yourself when it comes to competition? And just pretty much how much are you looking forward to giving the drivers behind you the best view of your taillight decals?
I'd like to think I'll be pretty competitive. Like I said, though, there's a really good group of guys here. I feel, though, I should be pretty competitive.
Almost definitely, buddy. Since you said that, we look forward to seeing you in victory lane here before too long here with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And buddy, once again, congratulations on your success tonight. I look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And before we let you go, buddy, any final words?
I'd just like to thank everybody at Extreme for allowing me to come join. I'm ready to get going on the rest of this season.
Well, congratulations once again on your success, buddy, and we look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Have a good night, buddy, and go celebrate.
Thank you.
And that was the 66 of Bobby Tinch in the 3rd place spot, where we are joined by a special guest up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth. We do have he himself, His Majesty, the 18 of Rick Donathan. Get a cup there, Rick.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, I've had a great time watching the race.
Oh, yeah, man. We noticed you had a rough start to the season here tonight, but man, not to worry. We have a lot more races here to come. Going to Atlanta Motor Speedway next week, and we are very certain and very sure that you will have a way better race there than you did tonight. But tell us about your the way your machine handled tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dave, everything was good tonight. I'm a little rusty. I've been out of racing for almost a season and a half now, and just trying to get back into the groove of things. I tell you, based on what I'm seeing tonight, we got a really good group of guys here. I tell you, if this is any signs of how this season's going to go, I'm excited to see how the chase ends up. It's going to be very competitive this season.
Oh yeah, very, very competitive, and yeah, tonight we had a very, very good turnout. Yeah, and all these drivers talked about as well how they were surprised about how amazing the racing was here tonight. And I bet Tom Wetmore will be glad that he's not here to defend his title. So that's going to make things more interesting for these drivers, as he has been advanced to the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. And Rick, you talked about how rusty you are here after not racing for a while, but what do you expect from yourself this season?
I tell you, I'll be pretty excited if I can finish in the top 10 at the end of the season in points. I know I got a lot of work to do, and got to get focused and get back into the groove of things. But, hey, I'm having fun. We've got fantastic admins across the board. The guys are handling their series in each series that we've got there. 2 to 3 admins in the booth in each series that we've got. And it allows me to kind of relax a little bit and just kind of start working on some things in the background of ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Oh, absolutely, and yes, you guys have built something great here at the Extreme Motorsports, and we want to commend you on that. And most importantly, want to thank you guys for having the Dre Broadcasting Network aboard the action train here with you guys, and we have a blast week after week. And Rick, do you have any teammates out there who you look forward to having success with?
Well, I tell you what, Sean, that's where I've got to be very careful at. As a league owner, all these guys are my teammates. Each and every single one of them are my favorite. So, I don't know. We'll just have to keep our eyes glued and see who Rick Donathan is riding around, and we'll let everybody else kind of make their opinion who Rick's teammate is out there.
Oh, 10-4. Very, very nicely said. And once again, we are glad to have you back behind the wheel of these machines. And we look forward to you shaking off that rust. I'm pretty sure you've most likely shaken off all that rust in this race tonight. And next week, we look forward to seeing you in Victory Lane at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Well, Rick, any final thoughts before we let you go?
Well, I just want to say I appreciate you guys being with us again this season. I look forward to this great relationship that we've got here with our K&N series you guys handle and our truck series. Want to thank all those viewers out there coming in week to week that's not only following a specific series, but I know we've got a lot of viewers out there that's got fully involved in Extreme Motorsports. They're keeping up with the races. They're keeping up with the guys that's going from one series to the next. And I tell you, I really appreciate those folks out there tuning in each week, and I know that these guys love it when they see those folks tune in, so we really appreciate that and appreciate the support.
I want to congratulate you once again here for getting back here behind the wheel, and we look forward to seeing more of you this season. And also want to thank you once again for building such a great league here that everyone has fun, and they're just pretty much glad week after week. And you guys are pretty much fully booked, which means unfortunately not everybody is going to get a chance to race, because everybody wants to race, and that is how great this league has become. Well, we look forward to seeing you again next week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Have a good night, Rick.
Thanks, guys. Y'all too.
And that was the 18 of Rick Donathan. And that rounds up interviews Tyler Holman, Tyler Loriano, Bobby Tinch, and the 18 of Rick Donathan. Well, that was a Daytona 85. I want to thank all the viewers out there in the chat for being a part of it. We have opened a new chapter here tonight with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Camping World Truck Series, and a lot more action to come here week after week, as next week we'll be traveling to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Active Pest Control 200. Well, Dave, any thoughts?
Yeah, it was a great race. The only thing is, I'm glad to be back in the helm here and back with Extreme Motorsports. I can't wait to see what the season's going to bring, both in the Truck Series and the K&N Series, also the Xfinity and the Cup Series, because I may only broadcast the K&N and trucks, but I keep up with all the series. A lot of great drivers, a lot of great guys in here. Just an overall great league.
Absolutely, and this season we have a lot more drivers here in the K&N series, including the Truck Series that you saw tonight. We had a lot more drivers, and last night too, compared to last season. That just goes to show how amazing this league is. So for all those for all those who would like to be a part of the action, for all those interested in this, please check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme. Start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com, and you will not be disappointed. Well, I am Sean Zulu, and David Everly behind the cameras, also being my right-hand man. And next week we'll be racing once again at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Active Pest Control 200. So be sure to be there as well if you'd like to see some more side-by-side action throughout the whole entire racetrack. Well, the next broadcast we have is on Thursday night, Upper Edge Racing Cup Series. On Thursday night, once again, Upper Edge. But tomorrow night, the Xfinity Series kicks off on the OSR network, so be sure to check that out as well, with David Everly and Joe White up in the OSR network booth. And also on Thursday night, the Cup Series kicks off with the Extreme Motorsports 99. We can never thank you guys enough. Like Rick Donathan said, we owe it all to you guys out there in the chat, viewing these races, cheering on the drivers, keeping them going week after week, despite them having some bad luck here and there after they get wrecked out. They do end up coming back because they have a good time, and it's all from you guys keeping them going. We can never thank you guys enough. We also want to thank you guys once again from the Dre Broadcasting Network. Thank you very much. And if you are new to the channel, welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. For all those returning, welcome back to the Dre Broadcasting Network. We are glad to have you all, and we hope you guys are enjoying yourselves with every single race. Well, if you are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified every single time we go live, because we go live 5 nights a week now. So you guys are kept entertained almost all week long. I am Sean Zulu, and David Everly behind the cameras, and a big shout out to everybody out in the chat and everybody who viewed tonight's race. Thank you for being here tonight. We look forward to seeing you again next time. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.